The release of Avatar 3 is still a long way off, but James Cameron has already held early screenings of the film. The legendary director shared with Stuff how audiences reacted, and according to him, the response has been powerful. Many are calling this third installment the most emotional chapter in the series so far. Fire and Ash is expected to be one of the highest grossing films of the year, further cementing Cameron's reputation as the king of the box office. Competing studios are steering clear of the December release window, avoiding major blockbusters despite the holiday season's profitability. This cautious retreat only fuels the immense hype surrounding the movie, as it seems destined to overshadow even the biggest franchises. Cameron has hinted in several interviews that the third film will be the most epic and emotionally intense entry yet. Unlike its predecessors, Fire and Ash will introduce internal conflicts within the Na'vi themselves, rather than focusing solely on the battle between humans and Pandora's native inhabitants. Central to this change are the Ash people, a new Na'vi tribe with a drastically different way of life compared to the Metkayina and Omadikaya. Living in volcanic regions and harsh stone deserts, the Ash people have developed a more hardened and survival-driven culture. Raised in extreme conditions, they prioritize strength and resilience over the traditional Na'vi values of balance and harmony. However, Cameron stresses that they aren't just outright villains. Instead, they are a product of their environment, shaped by the hardships they've endured. Their philosophy and way of life might put them at odds with other Na'vi clans, but their motivations are far from simple evil. This cultural shift signals a major narrative shakeup for the franchise. Up until now, the Avatar films have portrayed the Na'vi as unified in their struggle against human colonization, but Fire and Ash will explore divisions within Pandora's own people. Cameron's vision is to depict the vast cultural diversity of the Na'vi, showcasing how different tribes have evolved under unique conditions. While previous films painted the Na'vi as peaceful and deeply connected to Eywa, not every clan upholds those same values. Some are shaped by necessity, not tradition. One prevailing theory suggests that the Ash people have lost their spiritual connection to Eywa. A catastrophic volcanic eruption may have destroyed their sacred sites, including their Tree of Souls, cutting them off from the larger network that binds all of Pandora's life. Isolated and without a clear connection to their deity, they may have turned inward, prioritizing survival over faith. This break from Eywa could be a key factor in their tense relationships with other Na'vi clans. Cameron has teased that volcanic landscapes will play a major role in the film, likely serving as the home of the Ash people. Their environment may have forced them into a more resource-intensive existence, leading them to exploit Pandora in ways that other clans would reject. If this is the case, it would further contrast their values with those of the Omadikaya and Metkayina. Living amid molten rock and mineral-rich lands, they may have even developed superior weaponry, possibly using volcanic materials to craft tools that surpass the bows and arrows of their counterparts. Fire and Ash will also introduce another major Na'vi clan, the Tlalim, also known as the Wind Traders. While the Ash people represent a more hardened, survival-driven perspective, the Tlalim are expected to bring a different, more free-spirited energy to the film. Cameron has drawn comparisons between them and nomadic tribes from Earth's history, emphasizing their strong connection to flight. Their culture revolves around air travel, and they are said to have their own unique flying creatures, which will provide breathtaking visuals in the film. Empire magazine recently revealed the first look at Palak, the leader of the Wind Traders, played by David Thewlis. Alongside this, Cameron shared two new pieces of concept art, one showcasing the Wind Traders soaring through the skies and another depicting the Ash people riding their Ikrans led by their fierce leader Varang. Varang, played by Game of Thrones alum Una Chaplin, is set to be a major force in the Avatar saga. Described as fearless and fiercely loyal to her people, she will not be a one-movie antagonist. Chaplin has confirmed her role extends beyond Fire and Ash, with appearances planned in both Avatar 4 and Avatar 5. This suggests that the Ash people's influence will extend well beyond the third installment, making them a major factor in Pandora's future. As if all this weren't enough, rumors suggest that Fire and Ash will end with the introduction of yet another Na'vi clan, setting up the next arc of the franchise. If true, this could expand Pandora's mythology even further, delving deeper into intertribal conflicts and shifting alliances. Cameron has already hinted that future Avatar sequels will explore themes of war, growing progressively darker with each chapter. Originally, the second and third films were envisioned as a single continuous story, but the sheer volume of material led to them being split. This decision allows Fire and Ash to focus more heavily on the Ash people, making them the centerpiece of this next phase in the saga. Following this installment, Avatar 4 is expected to arrive in 2029, with a 4-year gap suggesting a significant time jump. This could mark the end of Jake and Neytiri's arc, paving the way for a new generation of characters. The Way of Water introduced their children, who are set to play major roles in the future. Loak, in particular, has been confirmed as a central figure moving forward, with monologue scenes that highlight his character development. Kiri remains one of the most enigmatic enigmatic figures in the franchise, and her deep connection to Eywa hints at a much larger role in the upcoming films. The tragic loss of Neteyam in the Way of Water has already fractured Jake and Neytiri's family, and this unresolved grief is likely to drive much of Fire and Ash's emotional tension. Their rage and sorrow may lead them to clash with the Ash people in unpredictable ways, moving the conflict beyond the simple humans versus Na'vi narrative. Adding to the drama, Neytiri recently discovered that Spider secretly saved Quaritch, the man responsible for Neteyam's death. This betrayal could ignite an even deeper conflict, fueling Neytiri's desire for revenge against the humans, and possibly even leading to an alliance with the Ash people's adversaries. James Cameron has described Ash as a symbol of grief, the remnants of destruction left behind. If his past work is any indication, Fire and Ash will take the franchise in a bold new direction, tackling deeper emotional and philosophical questions. The darker themes of war, trauma, and survival will take center stage, and with the director teasing a shocking plot twist, fans are already speculating about who might not make it out alive. Could it be Jake? His death would be a monumental turning point, allowing the next generation to take over. Or perhaps Neytiri. Losing her could push Jake into an even more ruthless, uncompromising role. Killing another one of their children might feel redundant, but one thing is clear. Fire and Ash is setting up a major emotional gut punch. Avatar 3 is shaping up to be the most intense chapter yet, and with Cameron already planning future sequels, the story of Pandora is far from over. Set for release on December 19th, Fire and Ash is expected to redefine what we think we know about the Avatar universe, raising the stakes in ways we've never seen before.